Good afternoon and warm welcome to all the participants and all the dignitaries uh, to this valedictory function of 21 days summer school on recent trends in sustainable livestock and crop production technologies vis-a-vis climate change through online mode, organized by ICR, IGFRI, Regional Research Center, Srinagar, J&K, uh, in collaboration with Bihar Veterinary College, Bihar Animal Sciences University, Patna, Bihar, and National Agricultural Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla, J&K. So, in order to further proceed with our session, now let me invite Dr. Sabha for welcome address. Dr. Sabha, please
Thank you,
unmute.
sir.
You can
Yeah,
start.
I have unmuted already. Okay,
Thank
thank you. Panjandram Dr. A.K. Roy, Project Coordinator, All India Coordinated Research Project on Forage Crops and Utilization, ICR IGFRI. Dignitaries Dr. Rehana Habib Kant, Dean College of Agriculture, Coast Kashmir. Eminent guests Dr. B. Sahu, Principal Scientist, Animal Nutrition, ICR, Central Institute for Women in Agriculture, Bharatpur, Orissa. Dr. Nagarathan, Principal Scientist and in charge, ICR IGFRI, Karnataka. Distinguished members Dr. Suhail Ahmed, Senior Scientist and Office in charge, ICR IGFRI, Regional Research Station, Srinagar. Colleagues and participants. I, Dr. Kaukabul Sabha, Assistant Professor, Division of Fish Nutrition and Biochemistry, Faculty of Fisheries, Coast Kashmir, take the utmost privilege in welcoming one and all present here. Today, we have all gathered here to acquaint ourselves with the recent trends in sustainable livestock and crop production technologies vis-a-vis climate change. 21 days summer school organized by ICR Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, Research Station, Srinagar. Bihar Veterinary College, Bihar Animal Sciences University, Patna, Bihar, and National Agriculture Development Corporation, Baramulla, J&K. These such initiatives prove a boon in acquainting ourselves to various recent trends in livestock. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Now, let me invite Dr. Suhail, Senior Scientist and Officer in Charge, ICR IGFRI Regional Research Center, Srinagar, uh, who's going to provide us the proceedings of the training, who's also our program coordinator. Dr. Suhail, please proceed.
Thank you, Engineer Majid and Dr. Sabha. In the beginning, esteemed chief guest of today's session, Dr. A.K. Roy, sir, PC, Project Coordinator, All India Research Project on Forage Crops and Utilization, Dr. Rehana Habib Kant, Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, Coast Kashmir, today's guest of honor of this particular session, Dr. R.A. Shah, Training Director, Engineer Majid and his team, Dr. Pankaj and his team, and august galaxy of participants representing various state agriculture universities, ICR institutes, KVKs, and line departments. Esteemed resource persons, we all know that climate change is a reality now. We had carbon dioxide concentration at 280 ppm, and as of now, the level has gone to more than 430 ppm, and it is projected to increase by 2 ppm every year. And another important sector of agriculture we know is the livestock, which is regarded as a sunrise sector because it contributes immensely to the gross national domestic product and also to the agricultural GDP. And this sector cannot go in an isolated manner. There has to be an integration of crop production technologies for sustainable livestock production. And it is within this backdrop, IGFRI, NADCL, and Bihar Animal Sciences University took this initiative of organizing this particular summer school on recent trends in sustainable livestock and crop production technologies vis-a-vis climate change. Sir, this is for the information of all of you that in this summer school, we had more than 120 participants from across the country. And we had in total 44 sessions. covering a broad spectrum of topics related to various aspects of livestock and crop production. And to name a few, sir, lectures on important fodder crops were delivered, like Bajra Napier hybrid, Barsim, oat, pearl millet, maize, etc. And there were lectures on the use of biosensors, indigenous traditional knowledge, ethno-veterinary practices, and plants, and various feeding strategies, disease diagnostics, integration of fodder production in other land use systems. We also covered some pathological and entomological considerations so far as our hortipastoral systems are concerned. Sir, based on your inputs in the inaugural session, you suggested that we should also have some lectures on entrepreneurship opportunities and also invite some industry people or entrepreneur to have a discourse on his experiences. So in this backdrop, we had a lecture on entrepreneurship opportunities and feed and fodder by Dr. P.K. Pathak, our own one of the head of the divisions of IGFRI. And he's also looking after Agribusiness Incubation Center. He shared his experiences and the role of ABIC in entrepreneurship development. Then, sir, we had a lecture also by Dr. Harinder Singh from Punjab. He shared his views in this backdrop also. And in the end, sir, I take this opportunity to thank all the resource persons for sharing their expertise and knowledge with the participants. I hope participants might have benefited a lot by their experience, by their expertise, and by their presentations. I also thank participants for their interaction with the resource persons at the end of each and every presentation, and also in cooperating and submitting assignments in a time-bound manner. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you for the proceedings of the training program, sir. Thanks a lot. Now we invite the participants for their feedback. Firstly, we would like to invite Dr. Kaushal Kumar, Assistant Professor and Head Department of Veterinary Pathology, Bihar Veterinary College, Patna. Sir, if you are with us, please turn on your microphone and please provide your remarks.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thank you very much. Respected our chief guest, Dr. A.K. Roy, sir, Project Coordinator, ICR, IGFRI. Dr. Rehana ma'am, Dean, College of Engineering, guest of honor of today's session. Dr. Suhail Ahmed, sir, Senior Scientist from IGFRI, Srinagar, other dignitaries, and all faculties from different university and learned participants. It's my privilege to have been asked by my esteemed colleague to give feedback on this grand occasion of 21 days summer school on recent trend in sustainable livestock and crop production technology, climate change, which was jointly organized by ICR, IGFRI, Bihar Animal Sciences University, Patna, and NADCL, Baramulla. In fact, this summer school training has exceeded my expectation. It was extremely helpful to understand the recent trend in sustainable livestock production technology and climate change. The workshop provided very concrete and easy to understand lecture and presentation as well. For evaluating sustainable livestock production technology, due to their excellent quality of content, various lecture delivered by a number of subject experts, this training was extremely interesting and useful also. I'm thankful to many of the learned speakers for sharing their expertise, like Dr. B. Sahu sir from Odisha on the role of sheep and goat on enhancing livestock livelihood of farmers, Dr. P.K. Singh from Bihar Veterinary College on livestock management during heat stress, Dr. Jaya from Assam on advances in livestock adaptation, Dr. Dinesh from Mumbai Veterinary College on animal oncology, Dr. Kauslender, and many more are there in the list. I found that there was a nice balance between various topics of livestock and crop production technologies. I really appreciate the topic of assignment which was given to us periodically in such a way that it provided additional learning while preparing them and submitting well in time. Thank you so much, sir, for such a valuable training. I really enjoyed it. and appreciated the way you made it fun for ourselves. Now, after completion of this training, I feel much better prepared to deal with the livestock production technology and climate change. Sir, once again, I want to state that I am grateful to the eminent speakers and organizer on this stage. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable remarks. We'd always take inputs and feedback from people who have participated in the workshop, and we would want to work on those feedback. Thank you once again for your remarks. Now we invite Dr. Shahid Ahmed Padar, sir is Assistant Professor, Division of Basic Science and Humanities, Faculty of Horticulture, SCOST, Kashmir. Dr. Shahid, if you're with us, please turn on your microphone and we await your valuable feedback and remarks.
Thank you very much, sir. Honorable Chief Guest, A.K. Roy, sir, Worthy Rehana ma'am, Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, SCOST, Kashmir, Dr. Sahil, sir, other dignitaries, learned participants. I am highly honored that I have been given a chance to speak on the occasion and give my feedback that how we have been highly privileged to be the part of this 21 days summer school being organized as already being organized by the IGFRI Srinagar, NADCL Baramulla, and Bihar Animal Science University College of Veterinary Sciences. It has been a great experience that all the spectrum of lectures have definitely added to the knowledge, and definitely their experience sharing has would definitely help us in devising our future strategies in bringing about the climate resilient agriculture. And not only this, the need of fodder in J&K, as we have a huge shortage of fodder in this part of northwestern Himalayas on account of the erratic distribution of the rainfall. Besides that, we have the snow covering of more than 3-4 months, and we have a season of only 6 months. That is why the techniques like hydroponics and other techniques could be instrumental, and we have definitely learned that we need to devise our strategies of the research in that direction. I, as a microbiologist, have found that we could collaborate to many of the institutions that have organized this training program in future as well. The assignments being provided to we people and we have formulated them in time has definitely helped us in gaining the knowledge on the subject as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable remarks and feedback. So it's always better to have checks and balances in the system where we judge our pedagogy and mode of execution. And thank you for providing this valuable feedback. Thank you. Now we invite Dr. Kiran Kumari, Assistant Professor, ILFC, Animal Nutritionist, Tau Shri Vasudev Chandrakar Kamdhenu Vishwavidyalaya, Durg, Chhattisgarh. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, sir. Today, on the occasion of valedictory function, I, Dr. Kiran Kumari, from Durg, Chhattisgarh, wish you all a very good afternoon. I'm privileged to have been given the chance to give my feedback on this fantastic online 21 days summer school on recent trends in sustainable livestock and crop production technologies vis-a-vis climate change. First of all, I congratulate the course director, coordinators, and your team to select such an appropriate and burning topic, being the need of the hour. It was due to your great effort and endeavor the whole session was carried on and is ending so well today. All the topics, especially 40 topics nearly, selected in these 21 days were worth learning, and I feel this knowledge should be disseminated at our place. Also, the topics of assignment selected were very much knowledgeable as per today's requirement. Lectures on different production, fodder production technologies, including hybrid Napier, lucerne, maize, berseem, oat, cactus, fruit orchards, multipurpose tree species, rapeseed, mustard, cereal legumes, intercropping, their processing technique, farm machineries and tools, pastoral system, screening of abiotic stresses, etc., was so informative. Nearly every aspect of fodder production was incorporated and very well presented by our speakers. Doubling farmers' income, genetic improvement of trees species, carbon footprint of cattle, foreign body syndrome, climatic resilient technologies, methane mitigation strategies, poultry production, heat stress strategies, role of small ruminants, impact of climate change, entrepreneurship, opportunities, livestock adaptation, plant disease management strategies, and impact of minerals, to name a few, were very apt, interesting, and informative. I thank respected Dr. Rana, Dr. Kaur, Dr. Yadav, Dr. Bhatt, Dr. Tyagi, Dr. Viradar, Dr. Ravin, Dr. Shiv Kumar, Dr. Bharti, Dr. Ahmed, Dr. P.K. Singh, Dr. Bharti, Dr. Tajveer Singh, Dr. Ajit, Dr. Javed, Dr. Harinder Singh, Dr. Sahu, Dr. Kaushlendra, Dr. Pathak, Dr. Jaya, Dr. Nabi, Dr. Chadav, and Dr. Sahai, Dr. Jafar, and Dr. F.A. Aga, Dr. Nayak, for such informative lectures. I would like to request the course director and coordinator to share their PowerPoint if possible. In addition, extension and advisory services, entrepreneurship through floriculture, entomological considerations, rapeseed, mustard productivity were also very interesting, though not directly related to me. I thank the lecturers for making the slides so interesting. I really appreciate the lecture on indigenous traditional knowledge and talk on cancer in animals by Dr. Bhadoria and Dr. Lokhande as speakers. It was really a great collection. Dr. Rajesh Nehra, our speaker, were very well stressed on feeding strategies for drought period. Cereal legume intercropping was very well covered by Dr. Nazim to be used practically in today's life. It was very interesting to learn sensors for securing health issues from Dr. Upadhyay. At last, I would once again like to request the organizer to share the slides, to share their slides and also ebook on such interesting topics if it is being published by the team by email. I also request to organize such online sessions again being at our place. It would be great if you could include topics like diabetes in animals, like cancer was done, some more naturopathic treatment to avoid medicine side effect in the coming days. Some topics on swine could also be considered and incorporated in future. It would be appreciated. Overall, it was very well organized without any lacuna from your side. That's all, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable feedback, and you gloriously summed up the proceedings also. Regarding the collection, I think Dr. Suhail would be the one to deliberate on this, that if we are publishing a book as an e-book. Also, I would like to disseminate this information that we already have a YouTube channel, as in Kashmir Hunt. We also provide the YouTube videos of all the lectures on that channel, and also, if possible, if the resource person shares those presentations with us, we make those presentations part of the YouTube description. Every video in YouTube has a description, and we basically put the PPT in Google Drive, and we share that link on the description itself, so that if the resource person allows us to do so, we'll share the presentation as part of the YouTube video. Regarding the book, Dr. Suhail would be the one, I think, to discuss like the compendium, or we have a collection of like write-ups on all the presentations. Dr. Suhail, if you want to come in for that.
Yes, Yes, Engineer Majid. Thank you, Dr. Kiran Kumari, for your generous feedback. We'll be coming up with a compendium. We are compiling the lectures and we'll be sharing all that with all the participants. And whatever presentations have been shared by the resource persons, that also will be shared with all the participants.
Thank you, sir. Now we have moved on to the stage of feedback from the participants, and we're moving to the stage where we implore the feedback of resource persons. Before moving to the resource persons, Dr. Poonam has raised her hand if she wants to contribute something, or it's just to say hi. Dr. Poonam, you want to contribute as a participant? I think not. Anyways, now we'd want to proceed towards the feedback from resource person, and we'd start by inviting Dr. B. Sahu. Sir is Principal Scientist and Nutrition, ICR Center Institute for Women and Agriculture, Bharatpur, Odisha. Ma'am, if you are with us, please turn on your audio video, and we'd be requesting you to give us your feedback.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Visible
you're
also?
audible, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Very good afternoon to all of you. Respected our chief guest, Dr. Ekera IJFRI, and respected our guest of honor, and all the participants and learned dignitaries participating in this digital platform. First of all, I would like to congratulate the course director and the coordinators of the summer school. They have jointly organized, that is by 3 esteemed institutes, which cover the various vulnerable parts of the country to climatic stress. Dr. Sushil Ahmad, Dr. Pankaj Kumar Singh, and their associates, they put excellent efforts. But I recall that efforts for successful completion of this summer school, and actually that is the need of the hour. The experts in this summer school, I have also gone through. They have covered well almost all aspects, particularly pertaining to crop and fodder production, feeding, breeding management, disease control of livestock, and fishery sector also. I would like to emphasize that women they play a key role in household nutrition management and resource management also in terms of labor and rendering service not only to the family members but the entire livestock, especially small ruminants throughout the country. But we usually ignore their role, their contribution and recognition as well. Because I am working in this Central Institute for Women in Agriculture, I have did a lot of extension works, particularly in the vulnerable parts, the temperate climate, and I am totally involved in this dissemination of technology. Then they have rendered very good service, excellent service to the family member, but the entire livestock, particularly small ruminants. But their role and their recognition is not proper. So the farm woman, the owner of the small ruminants, especially in the marginalized communities of high-risk regions of our country, particularly that is prone to flood, drought, they are most vulnerable to climate change risk. Of course, this affects their health, and in turn, entire family gets affected. I would like to request the participant of this summer school that and the scientific fraternity of to work for the women community through gender research as a part of their extension-based research project. Nowadays, if you add simply you can think, if you add gender component and climatic stress, you can easily get the projects through NICRA and DBT and DST, they are the funding agency. And I hope the summer school will be immensely helpful for the participant if projects are formulated on climatic resilience and sustainable development of livestock sector. Then only we will be able to achieve our most awaited sustainable development goals. Last but not the least, and I would like to appeal to our participants and the scientific community that we can join our hand together to ameliorate the climatic stress to our livestock as well as the farm women, or you can say the farmers. And we should not ignore that small drops make an ocean. That should not be ignored. Our small steps that contributes much more, and we should join hand together. Thank you, and thank you to the course directors and organizers again. They have put excellent efforts. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable feedback. Now we invite Dr. Nagarana Biradar with us. She is Principal Scientist and in charge ICR, IGFRI, SRRS, Dharwad, Karnataka. Ma'am, please illuminate us with your valuable feedback.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Today's chief guest, the most respected Dr. A.K. Roy sir, Project Coordinator, PCFC Forage Crops. Today's guest of honor, Dr. Rehana Mem, the course director, course coordinator, all the distinguished participants. As a resource person, I would be sharing some of my experiences. The first experience regarding this training program as a resource person is that that the resource person would get the link well in advance, and the organizers would check whether our audio is right, video is coming well, whether our slides are displayed well. Only after ensuring all these, the participants were allowed to get into the session. And this, I personally felt that everyone's time is respected in the session, and it's very professionally handled. The second point, what I would like to make is most of the training programs which are done online or virtually, while a speaker is delivering a lecture, many times there will be a lot of noise or disturbances. Someone's audio is on, then we'll be listening a lot of background sound. But when I delivered my lecture on 4th July, when such noises did not happen or did not occur, which again shows the professionalism by which the training program was organized. And this lack of noise definitely helped me to keep the flow of my lecture without any gaps in between. The third point about this training program is I personally felt it's a great platform. It gave me a great opportunity to get connected with the diverse participants spread across different parts of the country. So this such opportunities we do get in not many such opportunities we get in our professional life. But through this training program, I personally felt from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, I could reach out to many of the participants, both from the crop production domain as well as from the animal science domain. So in all, this was a very professionally managed training program. And as a resource person, and at this valedictory function, I personally congratulate the course director, Dr. Suhail, as well as the course coordinator, and all those who made this virtual training program a great success. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable feedback. It's always a pleasure having you with us. We have been a part in collaboration, and to the management of these sessions and this program or the programs overall, I would want to say that COVID has made us better communicators. We've learned to adapt and excel at communication via online mediums. And this platform, Google Meet, also provides us excellent technology to manage, how do we enable host controls so that you as a host are not disturbed by somebody else's backdrop noise, or if you do not wish, the privacy of the people will not be breached, so you can turn off their cameras. So this is a good platform. Google Meet is a tremendous platform for this kind of programs. Now I would want to extend again thank you for your valuable feedback. Thank you, ma'am. Now we move on to our valuable and honorable guest of honor, Dr. Rehana Habib Khan. She is Dean, College of Agriculture, Sher-e Kashmir Agriculture University, University of Agriculture, Science and Technologies, Kashmir. But before we invite her, let me go through her body of work and give you a glimpse of her profile. Professor Dr. Rehana Habib Khan, ma'am is Dean Faculty of Agriculture, Vadura, and regarding the body of work, her teaching experience spans over 20 years of 20 years. Courses she has taught: 6 UG agronomy courses, 9 PG agronomy courses. She has guided a good number of students in UG and PG as well as PhD. She is part of member of student advisory committees, member of university level committees. She is on. She is one of the member of Academic Council, Board of Studies, Faculty of Agriculture, and PG Studies. Her research involves university funded projects approved by RCM, externally funded projects she has handled, also projects submitted for external funding she has done, and her publications vary from full-length papers to review papers to abstracts. Her full-length papers are more than 75. Her review papers are more than 18, and her books are she has written 2 books. Her book chapters are 35. She is a part of professional bodies: Indian Society of Agronomy, Association of Agrometeorologists, Center of Applied Studies in Agriculture Sciences, Research Journal of Agriculture Sciences, and if I go on and on. She's member of editorial boards of many journals, member of editorial board of Indian Journal of Agronomy, member of editorial board of SCOST, Kashmir newsletter. She has won so many awards. She is a distinguished scientist award. She has received distinguished scientist award 2018 by National Agricultural Development Cooperative Limited. She has won Best Paper Presentation Award in International Conference on Wildlife and Biodiversity vis-a-vis Climate Change, held at SKICC Kashmir 3rd to 5th June 2010. She has won Best Extension Worker in SCOST Kashmir, Best Coordinator Award, Best Paper Presentation Award at National Conference of Agrometeorology held in 2020 in Kerala. Technology is generated by her: irrigation schedule of rice, sunflower production, rainfall probability analysis. So much work has been put in by her. Her success stories are more than 18, and extension documentation compiled. Hello? Yeah. She has been part of TV and radio talk shows, more than 500 TV and radio talk shows she has delivered. She has done about 25 refresher courses and so much body of work. Now, I would like to invite the guest of honor, Dr. Rehana Habib Khan, for her address as a guest of honor.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Dr. A.K. Roy, Project Coordinator ECRIP on Forage Crops and Fertilization ICR IGFRA. Dr. Nagaratna Biradar, Principal Scientist and in charge IGFRA SRRS Dharwad. All resource persons. And Dr. Riaz Ahmed Shah, who is now an expert in human resource development because he is now conducting lots of trainings in agriculture and allied sectors like horticulture, fisheries, all forestry, all aspects of agriculture he's covering, and he's instrumental in making our scientists, students better known persons now because they have been attending these trainings. And Dr. Suhail Ahmed, who is in charge of IGFRA original station at Srinagar, all other resource persons, our Dr. Nazim, and all resource persons, all the trainees, good afternoon to all of you. It's a pleasure for me to be here in the valedictory function of the 21 days training program of recent trends in sustainable livestock and crop production technologies vis-a-vis climate change that has been jointly done by NADCL, IGFRA, and Bihar Veterinary College. This is the need of the hour: crop production, livestock production, and climate change. These three are the very important points of a triangle at this time, because livestock production depends upon the fodder production, which, as Dr. Suhail said, that we are not having that much production over here. We are having deficit. And then crop production is also dependent on climate, because we need the weather parameters for better production of any crop. So these three, I think the topic has been chosen very wisely, And going by listening to the feedback of all the trainees, it has been conducted well, and all the aspects of this triangle have been done. And especially if they were impressed with the cancer studies done in cattle or in livestock. And similarly, there must have been some climate change lectures have been there. Because these days we have to come up and this is now in thing for some, but the agriculture people are facing the brunt of climate change. Who else knows more than a farmer what the rise in the temperature and that is interrelated with the change in the pattern of rainfall. The change in the pattern of rainfall we are witnessing ourselves over here as the rising global temperature also. So these two are directly influencing the crop production, and a growing global population and changing diets are driving up the demand for food production, and production is in itself struggling to keep up as the crop yields are not that much because of the change in the pattern of the temperature rise or in the rainfall pattern. So we have depleting of the natural resources, or natural resources, let it be soil, water, or biodiversity. They are depleting, and we 2020 report has said that nearly 690 million people, that is 8.9% of the global population, is hungry. So it will be 60 million in 5 years. So the food security challenges will only become more difficult, as the world will need to produce about 70% more food by 2050 to feed an estimated 8 million people, 9 million hungry people. It will be more. So the challenge is intensified by agriculture's extreme vulnerability to climate change. Climate change negative impacts are already being felt in the form of increasing temperatures, weather variability, shifting ecosystem boundaries, invasive crops, invasive pests, more frequent extreme weather events. On farms, climate change is reducing the crop yields because also the rising temperature, the crop can bear, or the yield can increase up to a certain limit of temperature. That's we call the cardinal temperatures, the optimum yield. After that, the yield decreases, and it also decreases the moisture availability because of more of ET losses, which you must have gone through these lectures. So the nutritional quality of major cereals is declining, and lowering of the livestock productivity. So substantial investments in adaptation will be required to maintain the current yields and to achieve the production and food quality increase to meet the demand, which we are now going to face it. So the problem also works in the reverse. That is, agriculture is also a major part of the climate problem, because it currently generates 19 to 29% of the total greenhouse gas emissions. So without action, that percentage could rise substantially as other sectors reduce their emissions. So agriculture too has to reduce the emissions. So additionally, 1/3 of the food produced globally is either lost or wasted. So addressing the food loss and waste is critical to helping meet the climate goals and reduce stress on the environment. And for this now, the World Bank is working on climate smart agriculture. And climate smart agriculture is an integrated approach to managing landscapes, cropland, livestock, forests, and fisheries, and that addresses the interlinked challenges of food security and accelerating the climate change. And it aims to simultaneously achieve these three outcomes, which are: first is the increased productivity. So it will produce, we have to produce more and better food to improve the nutrition security and boost the income, especially of 75% of the world's poor who live in rural areas and mainly rely on agriculture. for their livelihood. Second is the enhanced resilience. So we as breeders are working on climate resilient varieties, which are resilient to drought, which are resilient to excess of water logging. So local specific varieties have to be developed. And climate resilience in the agronomic management also has to be done. So because it will reduce the vulnerability to drought, pests, disease, and other climate-related risks and shocks, and improve the capacity to adapt and grow in the face of longer-term stresses like shortened seasons and erratic weather patterns. And then we have to reduce the emissions. So these three things are very important because we have to pursue for those technologies which will lower the emissions for each kilo of food produced. And we have to avoid deforestation from agriculture and identify ways to absorb carbon out of the atmosphere. So with this, I think that the topic that had been chosen was very well suited, and this is the need of the hour, that how in the context of climate change we can have better livestock production and we can have better crop production. So with this, I thank the organizers for inviting me for this very important training program, and I compliment the organizers for having this done successfully. As we saw that they have organized it in a very good manner and covered all aspects, and I wish that they will do it again, and they will have more such good training programs, because even if 25% or 50% people are attending, still it's a success. Even if out of 20 lectures, one gets inspired by 2 or 3 lectures, it's a success. So we cannot force everybody to adopt what we are teaching. But even if our adoption is done by a single person or 2 persons, it's a great success. And I compliment Dr. Suhail and Dr. Riyaz Shah and all others who have been adopted, who have been associated with this training program. A great success, and it was a pleasure to have Dr. Roy here again, once again, because we had this MGM of forages over here. We had hosted it. We met them, and I wish all of you success, and thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. We express our gratitude to you, ma'am, for expressing those valuable remarks. We have taken note of all the feedback you have provided, and we'd want to improve on the feedback you provided, inshallah, for the coming up future sessions and future programs. Thank you once again, ma'am. Now we move on to the chief guest of our session, Dr. A.K. Roy. Sir is project coordinator, All India Coordinated Research Project on Forage Crops and Utilization. Before I move on to invite Dr. A.K. Roy, I would want to shed some light, throw some spotlight on Dr. A.K. Roy's profile. Dr. Roy is currently project coordinator AICRP on forage crops and utilization, IGF, Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, Jhansi, from 2012. Earlier, he has served as at the ICR as head grassland and silvipasture management division and director of Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, Jhansi. He had been conferred with a number of honors and awards: DBT Overseas Overship Award 2007, ICR Outstanding Interdisciplinary Team Research Award as Team Leader 2007 and 8, NAIP Certificate of Appreciation for Outstanding Contribution in Research on Sustainable Rural Livelihood Security 2012, Editor-in-Chief, Journal Range Mountain, Journal Range Management and Agroforestry 2006 to 14, Chairman Editorial Board, International Grassland Congress 2015, Fellow Indian Society of Genetics and Plant Breeding, Range Management Society of India. Research areas are forage, genetic resources, forage crop improvement, genetic biotechnology, grassland and silvipasture. Sir, now I invite you for your valuable feedback, sir, and your views, please. Please turn up your microphone and we can be enlightened by your views.
Thank you. Thank you for your generous introduction. So, today's guest of honor, learned academician, Dr. Rehana Habib Khan, who has also mentioned that we recently met at Srinagar when we organized our national group meet at Shukast, and Dr. Rehana ma'am was kind enough to chair our session on the crop production technology formulation also, and she guided our program very well. Thank you, madam, and thank you for your valuable comments here. The the team which has organized this grand 21 days summer school, the course directors, Dr. Shuhil Ahmed, Dr. Pankaj Singh, and course coordinator, Dr. Kaushalandra Kumar, and others, and their full team, the resource persons, mainly mostly from IGFRI and other prestigious institution, especially Dr. B. Shahu and Dr. Nagaratna Biradar, who has just given feedback of the system, and most important, the participants. I think if I remember, there are in the opening session, it was mentioned that there are more than 75 participants, and around 70 participants from different parts of the country, from representing the
I think there's a network issue. Dr. Suel, can you call him up?
Yes. I just give me 2 minutes. I will call him. There is some network issue at IGFRI Jhansi. Sir will be joining very soon. Kindly bear with us, maybe in a couple of minutes. Engineer Majid, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He will be joining from the mobile. There is
No
some...
issues, no issues, no issues.
Oh, okay, okay. Please let him in. Huh?
Yeah, sure, obviously.
Dr. Ravi Kumar has raised his hand. If you want to say something, please unmute. Dr. Ravi Kumar.
Dr. Ravi Kumar, in case you have something to say, please unmute.
Thank you, sir. I'm basically animal nutritionist, sir. And am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
For an animal nutritionist, largest input in milk production is fodder.
Fodder, yes.
And unfortunately, veterinarians and animal nutritionists do not know much about fodder. And there is a need for interaction with agricultural and fodder production experts. And the present program had rightly was designed with proper importance to all fodder production. And now I know many fodder experts and institutions for direct communication. I am benefited from this program, and I am sure I'll continue to be benefited through the experts I came across during this program.
1 minute, Dr. Ravi. 1 minute. Huh? Yes, sir. Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you, sir.
Majid, please allow Dr. Roy to join. He is waiting.
Thank you, sir.
I have allowed everyone. We don't have any pending requests.
I think
Can you ask him to join?
This is right. He was just calling me. He said, please allow me to join.
I have allowed, sir.
Okay then. Thank you, Dr. Ravi Kumar, for your nice feedback. Thank you very much. This is a fact that veterinarians, they don't have much knowledge about or know-how about fodder crops. So that's the reason we organize these programs.
I think we have few previous programs on fodder already on our YouTube channel. He can explore those. Dr. Ravi Kumar, you can explore those. We have done some already previous workshops on fodder. You can connect to the experts of those presentations also.
Yes,
Yes, sir. I continue to benefit from this program, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Engineer Majid, whether sir has joined or not?
Sir, that I don't know. Maybe he might have used a different ID on his phone. That you can confirm with him. I have allowed for everyone to enter.
Okay. Let me talk to him. Please give me a couple of minutes.
I think sir, he is here. Dr. A.K. Roy, are you with us? Can you turn on your microphone?
Roy sir, please unmute and please go ahead.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes. So actually, sorry, there was some connectivity problem. So now I have joined, and I think there is some problem with the camera. Anyway, so I was there that 21 days training program, and that topic was itself a very good indicator, where it was centered around 3 points: fodder, livestock, and climate change. If we see that the livestock are the worst sufferer during the calamities, when either it is the drought or the flood, and it is the livestock which suffers most. And conservation of fodder in the form of fodder bank, dry fodder bank, or the live fodder bank in form of perennials and trees, which are most climate resilient, and they can absorb shocks also, can be the answer. When we talk of climate change, we see that it is affecting not only increasing greenhouse gases or CO2, not only the temperature increase, but also reflecting in the form of erratic weather, frequent drought and flood, and decreasing resources. Both land, especially the land resource and the water resource, is decreasing, and increasing the human population, increasing the livestock population. So our challenges become multifaceted, multidimensional. We have to think, we have to manage more with little resources. And this is where the scientist and academician and the policymakers comes into the picture. How to grow more in limited resource, in limited time, on a limited land. And when we talk of climate change again, we need to study how the effect of increasing greenhouse gases are affecting C3 and C4 population. And when we talk of grasslands, how they are affecting the grass, legume, and other composition, and how they are affecting the species dynamics in a grassland or a pastoral, and how they are affecting the soil carbon and nitrogen ratio, the dynamism of carbon and nitrogen and other mineral mobilization, and how they are interacting with the plant rhizosphere and the microorganisms and the root system. So all these factors are coming into the play, where a lot of research still needs to be done. And this is the way only we will be able to justify our action against the climate changes, and we can fight the climate changes in a more effective way. So the participants, you have completed the 21 days program, and I think you are now aware about the fodder and the livestock technology. If we see that majority of our policymakers or even the people who matter are unaware of the fodder. They do not know the importance of fodder, the different fodder species and other things. So you have now become our ambassadors. You are the person. Don't consider yourself as a trainer. You are the master trainers. You are now our key people who can spread the knowledge of fodder and livestock technology across the society, across the academician. You have to create awareness. You have to develop entrepreneurship. You will have to act as master trainer and again teach, again train the people who are working at the ground level, who are growing fodder, who are rearing livestock, and who want to do business with this sector. In the opening session, I specifically told to include some entrepreneurship lectures also, and I am happy to note that many lectures on this aspect were kept, and delivered. I think it will help the trainers as well as the future society. There were different lectures. During the feedback, I got almost all the aspects were covered, including the silviculture, horticulture, forest and band, etc. I'm not going into the detail, but I want to say one thing, that fodder will have to find a space. It is a reality that mostly the farmers do not want to give their full land for the fodder cultivation. Somewhere we have developed technologies, we have developed fodder varieties which can fit into different cropping sequences, which can fit into different intercrops, and also in different niches where the land is fallow, like the rice fallow, like the single cut bursting, etc., which can fit into many sequences. The multi-cut oats, the dual purpose oats, and multi-cut summer bajra. There are many varieties, many technologies which have been there. So with this, I think it was a grand success. I congratulate the course, the director, course coordinators, and whole of their team for their sustained effort to train the people on this difficult aspect. And also I congratulate them for the successful training completion, and I'm thankful to them for inviting me today. And most importantly, the participants, I'm requesting them to use the knowledge they have gained in training others, in creating awareness, and also of extension of the different technologies. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will always work on the feedback provided by you, and we'll take this feedback and implement in our newer workshops, and we'd always want to involve you in our future sessions. Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. Kaushalyandra Kumar. Sir is Assistant Professor, Department of Animal Nutrition, Bihar Veterinary College, Patna, Bihar, for the vote of thanks, who is also our course coordinator.
Thank you, sir. Very good afternoon to one and all, dignitaries, organizers, resource person, participant present in the today valedictory session of the summer school. It's my profound privilege to present the vote of thanks on the occasion of valedictory session of 21 days summer school on recent trends in sustainable livestock and crop production technologies vis-a-vis climate change. I take this opportunity to pay our profuse gratitude and thanks to Dr. Rameshwar Singh sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Bihar Animal Sciences University, Patna, for his gracious presence and presidential address on inaugural session of this very summer school. Thank you very much, sir, for inspiration. My sincere thanks to Dr. Amresh Chandra, Director IGFRI, for gracing this occasion and supporting and joining hands to organize this summer school on his valuable topics. Thank you so much, sir. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. J.K. Prasad, sir, Dean Bihar Veterinary College, Patna, for inaugural remarks and recommendation of this important summer school, and encouraged us to organize such program in future as well. My sincere thanks to Dr. Rana Man, Dean College of Agriculture, Skost, Kashmir, for joining us in today's valedictory program. My sincere thanks to Dr. A.K. Roy, sir, Project Coordinator, ACRIP on Forest Crop and Utilization, IGFRI Jhansi, for his valuable suggestion in formulating these programs. Thank you very much, sir. I am very much thankful to Dr. Arisha, Training Coordinator of National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla, Jammu and Kashmir for giving this opportunity to be part of this very important summer school. Thank you very much, sir. My cordial thanks to Dr. Ratna Naseem, Organizing Director, for smoothly conducting the summer school program in very good manner. My special thanks to Dr. Suhail Ahmed and Dr. Pankaj Kumar Singh, Course Director, for nicely coordinating the entire session and managing the things in very good manner. Thank you very much, Course Director, sir. My sincere thanks to all course coordinator, all co-course director for this very summer school program. We are very much thankful to all learned resource persons and experts for accepting our invitation and deliver nice lecture on different aspects of climate change impact on animal agriculture system. Thank you so much for your kind support and successful conduction of this very important program. My heartfelt thanks to all participants of different parts of country for their overwhelming response in joining the summer school and active participation in the entire session. I thanks to all member of organizing committee and the staff of NADCL for successful organization and completion of this summer school. I thank one and all who is directly and indirectly involved in this summer school. Thank you all. Once again, thank you very much to all, one and all. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. This was a lovely and informative summer school. We all learned from this, and today we say goodbye to this one, and we look forward to future such summer schools. And your involvement is always welcome. So, Dr. Swale, if you want to say something as conclusion, and then we can close. We can consider the session to be closed.
Yes, certainly we should. I think we have. Thank you to one and all. Thank you to all the participants for their feedback. Thank you to all the resource persons. Thank you, Roy, sir. Once again, whatever feedback you have given us, whatever guidance and critical inputs we have received from you, sir, as always, in all the platforms, we'll be taking care of them, and we will be organizing more robust programs like these. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I ask everyone to visit our YouTube channel, which we are trying to grow, so that we can serve you a better content of these kind of resources. Thank you, everyone, and we can consider the session to be over and this summer school to be over. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.